been, I would say, well reported, the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein had for many years a close professional and personal relationship with the retail billionaire Les Wexner. Now, despite that notoriety, Wexner's philanthropic foundation has greatly benefited the American Jewish community over the years, along with funding an Israel Fellowship program that each year provides some 10 public sector leaders from Israel with training in the prestigious public administration program at Harvard University's Kennedy School of Government. Now, Epstein was a trustee of the Wexner Foundation, but an independent review found that he played, quote, no meaningful role in it. Well, despite that, Prime Minister Netanyahu's son, Yair, posted a series of tweets attacking the program, saying at one point, quote, Wexner Foundation alumni, this cult of pedophiles has taken over our country and has been carrying out a coup d'etat for the past 4 years. Well, that remark has now generated a lawsuit filed in the Herzliya District Court by 75 graduates of the program. That includes some of the country's leading figures, demanding damages of 1 million shekels. That's about $295,000 from Yair Netanyahu. Well, joining us now is one of the signatories to that suit, Dr Maurit Beeri, Director General of the Alin Hospital, and she joins us from Jerusalem. And Dr. Beeri, I'm going to explain to our U.S. viewers, Yair Netanyahu is very outspoken. I believe there's been some half a dozen lawsuits filed against him in recent years over comments he's made on social media and elsewhere. But what motivated you and the other signatories here to file this particular suit?
Well, thank you, Caleb. I think what motivated us most of all is the idea that he has a lot of followers. Whatever he says on Twitter or on any other platform goes around, moves around, stays on the net, and becomes something that follows us all over. Now, I'm a pediatrician. I've dedicated the last 20-something years of my life to improving the lives of children with special needs. I had an amazing hospital which does amazing things for children all around the world. If you Google my name and my affiliation in later years, it might come up in connection with the pedophile cult. There's absolutely no reason that the fact that I have gone to study public administration at the Harvard Kennedy School of Government school, would follow me in such a way. There's absolutely no connection whatsoever between this fantastic description of things and the program that I've been through. I've been chosen because the foundation people thought that I have the potential of becoming a leader in Israel. I asked for their help in order to get to this program and study. I studied negotiations. I studied financial skills. I studied all kinds of ideas that made me a better leader. Now, one of the things about better leaders is that they don't stand for nonsense. Let me be very polite. It's not about just bowing your head and moving on. It's about standing up for whatever you are about. And there is absolutely no reason that we should just stand by and look at this happening and not react.
Right,
because
now,
not reacting leads to other things getting, out there and following us.
Right. Well, Dr. Beeri, first of all, I want to read you a response from a Netanyahu family spokesman, quote, such ridiculous and delusional lawsuits aimed at silencing Yair are not worthy of even a yawn. Now, I assume the goal of this lawsuit is not financial damages. Certainly, we're talking about 75 people, and this is, I guess, a symbolic symbol of 1 million shekels. So what would you and the other signatories to this suit like to accomplish with it? I mean, what would you want to see? Obviously not that response from Yair Netanyahu.
The message that we want to send out there, that there are consequences, that you cannot just throw out there threats and lies and label people with all kinds of horrendous accusations and just walk on as if nothing happened. Our lives continue on. This whole state of Israel is now continuously in a situation when everybody is obsessed with defending themselves from all kinds of lies thrown around. It has to come to a stop. People have to stand by whatever they are saying out there. There are consequences to whatever you put out there. The fact that I am an alumnus of the Wexner Foundation has absolutely nothing to do with the way that I continue leading they perpetrated. I thank the foundation for whatever they gave me as a teaching tool. There are thousands of people out there all around Israel who benefit from different foundations, who help people in Israel get to school and study. So that doesn't mean that we follow some kind of ridiculous agenda that somebody's labeled us with. It has nothing to do with reality. And the fact is that just shutting our mouth and letting just things slide by just gets things, the flames higher and higher. I know what he's going to come out with tomorrow. Somebody has to teach people with a lot of followers that they can't just say things and not face the reality. It has to come down to facts.
Right. And I do want to point out, perhaps worth mentioning in this regard, there was a separate earlier lawsuit related to comments Netanyahu made about in connection with the Wexner Foundation and one Israeli journalist's connection with it, which also went to court. And in fact, he lost and was ordered to pay damages. That's a separate case from yours. But of course, those things obviously will probably still be adjudicated. Dr. Maurit Beeri from the Alin Hospital, thank you for joining us on i24 News.